Okay. Okay. Mocking the Philanthropist. Whew. Fuck. This is an album for you, alright? This is an album that will definitely have some controversy behind it. So, let's dig in. Belial's Key, their debut record, Mocking the Philanthropist. This was recorded on Christmas Eve of 1996 and Christmas Day. What a fucking killer album. Came out in 1997. It's over an hour long. It's a double LP. I'll show you the inside. You got the classic. That's the CD artwork. And just kind of give you a little zoom in on the dudes. And all the lyrics. Oh my. Yeah, that's the part of this album that really is... There's a few ways you can approach this. First off, is looking at it as a talking on history and, what may have happened. Another way to look at it is we're just fucking racist. or we just really hate religion, because when you make an album with this cover, and actually what I learned about Belial's Key is all their album covers are from Sunday school children's books, where they got these illustrations, and then they just put a little bit of face paint on our old lad right there. And for some reason, I fucking love this album cover. I don't know what it is about this. I don't know if it's the way that the logo has, it just kind of blends in perfectly. I don't know if it's just the colors, the greens and the blue. I love this fucking album cover, and that's why I originally clicked this and found out about the band. This was the first thing I listened to from Belial's Key. Kind of the beginning of my journey into the NSBM world. And I think this is an album that should kind of have enough love and support behind it that it steps out from just being lumped into all the Der Stürmers and the Absurds and Goat Moons, because I love all of that, especially lately, Goat Moon. Really love it. It's good stuff. But I gotta, stand in a point where I understand why this music gets blacklisted. I don't agree with it. And if you could tell from my last video, I don't agree. Well, maybe now it's 2 videos ago. I don't agree. I don't think music should just get, smited off the face of the internet because of what they talk about. I think that's really fucking absurd. Especially when it's as good as this. I mean, bro, can we take a moment? We're going to take a moment. We're going to get into the songs, and we're going to get into some high points. Because this album has a lot of different experiences for black metal. Now, as I've said before, I'll just repeat it again, I'm not as versed in black metal as I am death metal, grindcore, death grind, brutal death metal, fucking posercore. I know it all, okay? Not really, but I know a lot. I love lots of moments on this album because it reminds me of nothing else. When Lilith is playing the organ on At the Blessed Grotto, where's my finger? When she plays the organ on this track, my God, what a cool moment. I mean, it's kind of like the midway point of the album. Gives me the feeling of a wedding ceremony, maybe a funeral procession. It's really actually beautiful. I mean, not joking. Check it out, At the Blessed Grotto. If I knew how to edit YouTube videos, I would cut this out and I would add in the music, but you'll just have to listen for yourself. This album has moments like that, and then it has the very ending track, the Holocaust Trumpeter, where the organs come back in. And it's like the last 2 minutes, 30 seconds of the album. Absolute perfection. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. They might not like this band. They might not like the music. They might not like the people. They might not even like the album cover. I don't care. I think this is a 10 out of 10 absolute masterpiece of an album. Even beyond what it talks about, even beyond what we're really getting at lyrically. This is amazing. And shit, if I was like hyper Christian, I would even have to take myself back and be like, wow, maybe these guys have a point. They're so good musically. Maybe I might have to consider what they're actually saying. But I don't know. It's music at the end of the day. Really, how serious you take it is up to you. I listen to so much stuff. The lyrics come last for me. So, controversy wise, this album, to me there is no controversy because I listened to it like 5 to 6 times start to finish before I was actually curious enough to start looking into, you know, why are these song titles like The Slums of Jerusalem? Okay. Sumerian Fairy Tale. Okay. Um, In Rapture by the Fenrir Moon. Okay. I didn't know what any of that was really about. And then I started to read the lyrics and I was like, oh, all right. Now I see why Discogs has basically wiped this off the planet. So, how did I get my copy? How did I get my other, Graham Belial's key albums that I'll talk about in the future? eBay. Good old eBay. Gotta love it. This was an auction. I was the only person who put a bid down. Guess no one else was feeling racist that day. I was. So, boom. Graham Belial's Key. Fucking love this album, bro. I mean, yes, Judeo Beast's Assassination, and yes, Kosher Rat, and yes, Kohanic Charmers, and even A Witness to the Regicide. You know, what were the two demos called? Goat of a Thousand Young and Triumph of the Hordes, something like that. If you can tell, I've listened to everything they've made. I'm still the most impressed by this. I still think this is the most cohesive, complete, full-on album. And there's a couple moments throughout the record. The first one starts around the 4-minute mark on a foul parody of the Lord's Supper. That's a great track. That's a great track. And it's a great track name. But about 4 minutes in, they kind of slow it down. And at first it would make me laugh. They have these riffs that are very methodically played, just like one note at a time, kind of slowing it down. Then they bring it back and they shoot it right back at you. They pick up speed. Those moments where they bring it really slow. Sorry, I don't know music theory. I can't get to the nitty gritty of what they're doing on the guitar. But they slow it down. They have these very nitpicked, methodical notes that they're playing. And then the music just carries on. And I like those moments a lot. And really, to have one of those quite close to the intro of the album helps set the tone, I feel, for how the rest of this is going to play out. Because it's 66 minutes. There's so many albums that love to do that. Iowa by Slipknot, Incantations, Blasphemy. It has like a 20-minute outro track just to get it to 66 minutes. Retarded. Dumb. But, with this album, at least they actually had enough music to stretch it to that point, and it felt like it authentically reaches the 66-minute mark. It didn't artificially, fill in the time with a bunch of nothing. So, if you don't like NSBM and you made it this far, I'm proud of you. High five, man, because this is the last bastion of metal and really keeping the controversy. Will we put it that way? I guess we'll put it that way. Keeping the controversy of metal alive, because in the 80s, when Slayer came about and Venom came about, and we're talking about Satanism, we're talking about devils and demons and hell, that was cutting edge shit at the time. That was the lyrical themes that were getting people concerned, scared, you know. Cannibal Corpse being featured in Ace Ventura's Pet Detective. that really made death metal more of a talking point in culture. It was more of a cultural high point for metal music. So with that becoming adapted into society, albums talking about blood and guts and murder, that's whatever at this point. That's kind of normalized. It's not as shocking. You know, albums where the logo has like two upside down crosses on it. It's not that it's not that shocking anymore. It's really not. But when you talk about hating on religion, somehow it still manages to have that like gut punch effect. You know, this is, we can't talk about that as evil. It's really quite comedic to me because, you know, I have albums in this collection where we're talking about some really not YouTube friendly subjects, okay? I was about to just go off, and I'm not going to do that. Some really not friendly YouTube subjects, you know? I think you are smart enough to piece together what that might be. This is just about religion. This is just making a mockery out of the philanthropist. And that's it, you know? It's a very direct assault on Judaism and Christianity, and that's it. And that manages to be this untouchable subject, and I think that's over, okay? So, going forward, talking about Graham Belial's Key, sorry, I just brain farted. Going on into the future, talking about Argus Lent, we're not going to care anymore. I just had to do that just to kind of put my own thoughts and perspective out there about this music, because there will be many more albums on the channel that are NSBM or fucking war metal, death metal. So really it's the politics, the lyrics, doesn't matter as much to me. If the music is good, the music is good. And this is damn good, man. I would give this a 10 out of 10, 100%. If I ever came across an original LP, I'm buying it. I don't fucking care. I would literally buy it to just probably frame it on the wall. Even though the was this the Sinistari pressing from 2019 has the best art. They, for some reason, don't all look the same between Drakkar and this version and the Wood Nymph pressing. The art looks different on every single one of them, and I gotta say, this one is the best to me. It doesn't have the silver logo, doesn't look kind of faded out, everything just looks nice and clean, and excellent, excellent. I mean, bro, Graham Belial's Key, I don't care if, like, they are the worst people of all time. This is a good record. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I did. So, yeah. Galal might not be the nicest person. You know, might be a bunch of miserable fucking fucks, but hey, great music, bro. This, I didn't support them directly. I know somebody's gonna say it. I bought this off a random dude on eBay, and he threw in some extra stuff. Shout out to you, eBay guy. But yeah, Graham Belial's Key, Mocking the Philanthropist. 10 out of 10 album. You must listen to it. It's not going to be on Spotify. Don't even fucking ask. It's on YouTube. Where all the real good stuff is at. So, yeah, I will link it in the description. Check out the full album. If you want to know my absolute favorite track, it is The Holocaust Trumpeter. Bro. I mean, if you make it to the end of the album and that's what you're rewarded with, it's a pretty good closing track. It's really a damn good song. And honestly, on its own, I would say it's a top 10 greatest hit. I have the GBK discography. Honestly, there's a couple songs off this album alone that are in that top 10. But yeah, I had to talk about it. I had to. I couldn't just let this one hide in the collection before I spoke on it. While it's fresh to me, while it's still a new thing, I love this album. And yeah, I hope you do too. Hopefully I didn't offend the absolute shit out of you. I don't know. If you made it this far, I guarantee you didn't. And you're hoping I get to talk about incorrigible bigotry next. See you soon.